So, what if on some other Earth, I'm like, an actor that's very popular, people throw themselves at me, and yeah, my ego would be so huge. Hey, everybody, this is David, and I want to talk about, some rumors that have been going around. This idea that DC is going to be creating a multiverse on the big screen and small screen. Now, what do I mean by this? If you've been watching The Flash season 2, you obviously know that they've been building this whole idea of a multiverse. Like, there's an Earth 1 where, it's the main Flash TV series, right? And then there's an Earth 2 where the same characters could exist on that Earth, but maybe their lives are very different. And there's been a lot of things, a lot of shows, mostly cartoons. The comics go more into it in detail, but the cartoons like Justice League Unlimited did episodes that went to another Earth. There's actually a really good direct-to-video animated Justice League movie called Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, which is a very similar idea. There's even a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode, or it's like a 3-part mini movie, I guess, where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 2003 cartoon teamed up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons from the 80s. So they got the 80 designs back, and they had them team up with the 2003 animated style, which was, really cool. It was a multiverse, and they even teamed up at the very end with the comic book, the black and white comic books of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it sounds a little confusing maybe for people that don't get it, but if you watch a show consistently, pay attention to what the characters are saying, they will explain it good. I mean, if I can get it, I think anybody can get it. I'm not the brightest person in the world, but I try my best to pay attention and learn things. So it shouldn't be that too hard on learning what a multiverse is. Now, with that all established, Kevin Smith, when he did that special recently on the CW, Dawn of the Justice League, apparently he said that there was a cut scene where he asked Jeff Johns, would, one day maybe the movie verse and the TV verse, would they one day collide? And Jeff kind of gave an answer, maybe. So this idea seems really cool to me, and it's an idea that I've been thinking about for a while, that I think WB, especially when I've heard that they had no intentions of connecting Arrow, Flash, and whatever DC shows they had to the movies, the multiverse idea started to intrigue me even more. And I thought about this since last year, ever since they debunked the idea that Arrow and Flash would be connected to the movies, and that the movies would actually have a different version of the Flash. That's when the multiverse idea really started intriguing me. And the reason is because let's think about it this way. Okay, so you don't have Stephen Amell or Grant Gustin or any of the TV actors along with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. Instead, you have them as separate entities, right? You have a Flash on the big screen and a Flash on the small screen. And the cool thing about that is that the Flash is the only character in the DC universe that has the ability to go into the multiverse, to allow that to happen. And whether that happens in a Flash standalone movie or a Justice League movie, which could be a pretty good case, you already have established not just the CW or the TV universe that's going on, you have a lot of movies and shows of these characters, mostly Batman and Superman, that you have already done in the past. And that you can, hey, who knows, maybe one day they can do it in a Justice League movie, and who knows, maybe we'll have Henry Cavill, Tom Welling, Dean Cain, and Brendan Routh all on the big screen together in this multiverse crossover. This could also allow actors like Michael Keaton or Christian Bale to return as Batman in the same scene with Ben Affleck, or anything is possible if you use the multiverse concept. And what's really cool about that to me is the fact that it keeps all those films and television shows that DC and Warner Brothers have done in the past. It keeps them all relevant in this days and age when, reboot that means you don't have to worry about the previous stuff that came before it. This actually makes the stuff that came before it more relevant than it ever was. It's like, no, we don't have to forget those things, we don't have to brush them under the rug and forget about them just because there's new interpretations of these characters. That makes the previous work of all these characters much more important. And I actually think that's why, on a business sense, if you want to sell more Smallville DVDs or more of those Batman box sets, that would actually be more useful on how you can sell them and keep them in the public's eye and conscience and go, oh yeah, Michael Keaton, I want to go see those old Batman movies again. So, and it would be cool if you brought back Michael Keaton. Maybe that's how you can incorporate the Batman Beyond angle of it all. It would be cool. Like, what is that Batman doing since we last saw him in his universe? Maybe he's old now. Maybe he's training a new Batman. There's so many possibilities of an idea of a multiverse and where they can go with it, and how you can go back and rediscover some of those old movie characters, especially. And everybody, I think, feels cheated that we didn't get to see Tom Welling in the suit. So the idea that we can even go back to the Smallville universe and maybe see Tom Welling finally in that suit that he should have put on in the finale instead of a CGI thing. I think there's a lot of possibility. And I think people will come back just to see those old actors again, to see them in that role if DC and Warner Brothers decided to do a Justice League movie that introduces the multiverse. I think if it's just in a Flash movie, then they'll maybe just keep it to like Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller as the two Flashes, and because maybe it's easier to follow that way and everybody will know the Flash TV series by then. Because the Flash movie, if I remember correctly, is supposed to come out in 2018. And Flash will be, I did the calculations yesterday, Flash will be ending its 4th season by spring 2018 and entering its 5th season in fall 2018. So I can see that happening. I don't know. We're still in season 2. Season 3 is going to be at the end of this year. That's when it's supposed to start, fall 2016. So, we have a lot of time until then, until the Flash movie happens. So I'm very curious to see what DC has planned. Obviously, this all has to do with how Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice begins things, right? They'll give us a clear understanding at where the films are really planning on going. We know there's a lot of little Easter eggs right now floating around saying that Darkseid might be setting up. I think Darkseid would be too quick for the first Justice League movie, unless they're really basing it off of the Justice League War, that animated film. It was based off of the New 52 Justice League Origins. I can see them going that way, but personally, I hope they save Darkseid for like the second or third Justice League film. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And I'm very excited about what DC is planning, because DC really needs to get their ass going, and finally this is the year where they'll be doing it. They finally have 2 films coming out this year. This is the first time we're getting 2 DC films, so I'm really excited about that. And I don't know, guys, tell me what you think of this multiverse. Do you want to see maybe some previous actors return as their old characters again, like some of the ones that I just mentioned? Do you think it would just be easier if they just had the movie universe crossing over with the TV universe and that's it for the multiverse? Or do you really want to see them, like I do, incorporate not just the shows that they currently have, but maybe even the previous shows and movies that they've done in the past to keep them relevant again and make them say, hey, just like the Avengers, you have to keep up with all the films. Now you have to go back and watch our 20-year plus history films and shows. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that really count. So until then, guys, I think I'm finishing it off here. I'm going to go get ready for Arrow. Arrow is tonight. I'm very excited about that new episode. And until next time, or tonight if you watch my Arrow reviews, take care.